Okay, so getting us back into our coverage over the Ultimate Marvel Universe, we're going to go ahead and jump back into, well, Ultimate Black Panther and go ahead and cover issues number 15 and 16 and kind of get us caught up with Black Panther at least. Now, with that being said, in the opening pages of this storyline, we actually jump over to Nigeria, where we do pick up with a character known as Amon. And this kind of leads into the problem I have when it comes to Ultimate Black Panther, because there have been a lot of issues where the story is just moving so slow. And so getting into the opening pages for this one particular issue, the first like 4 or 5 pages are being used for this one singular moment where it's Amon just coming home to his apartment. Now, while he's going up the elevator, somebody in his home is getting murdered. Like there's blood splatter across the walls, the floors, the table is broken. Like it is a horrible thing to see. But once he walks in, he sees all the blood splatters on the wall and floor. He's kind of like, where's my wife, Lupa? Is she okay? The problem is Lupa's dead. But for Amon, he's then confronted by this mysterious person. Now, this person says, we came here for you, but you weren't home. And so unfortunately, we had to punish your wife. But now we can punish you as well. Listen, you were trying to create things that we did not approve of. Now, when Amon asks, like, okay, who the heck are you? This person says, listen, this body right here I'm currently using is just a glove for me to use. So basically, that person right now is being controlled by somebody else. By the end of this section, we see Amon flying out the window. And the girl says, go ahead and join your wife. She probably misses you. Basically saying like, hey, she's dead and now you're dead. You can now reunite in the afterlife. But now we jump over to Storm and also T'Challa. Now they're also in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, they're meeting up with the guy in charge of national security. Now for T'Challa and Storm, the reason why they're there right now is to ask him like, okay, listen, we got word that apparently you guys are holding on to dark vibranium relics. I need you to go ahead and hand those things over to me pronto. Now, for this guy who's the leader of national security, he's kind of like, first off, I never even heard of your country, Wakanda. Where in the world is this country? And it kind of shows that for a lot of countries across Africa, they don't know anything about Wakanda, which honestly makes a lot of sense because for Wakanda, they wanted to be on their own, but also hidden from the rest of the world. But either way, it's T'Challa saying, you don't fully understand what's going on when it comes to vibranium. So why not go ahead and hand that over to me? But it's also T'Challa saying like, listen, I already know that one of your scientists has been killed off. And technically, he's right. We just saw it. But it's also T'Challa saying like, there's a guy out there named Adi who came in contact with dark vibranium. Now he is missing. There's also a CIA agent who's also missing as well from North America. Like, they already know that you are holding on to dark vibranium. My ancestors built my entire kingdom with this element, and I know the secrets it holds. You need to go ahead and give it to me today. Now, for this leader, he says no. But right after he says no, someone snipes him and kills him with one single shot in the head. And so this kind of leads into an action scene in the book where it's basically the guy just trying his best to get away from Storm and also Black Panther, which honestly for me is like not even truly possible at all because this combo right here, they got you. Storm in the air, him on the ground. Like, where can you technically go to get away? You had a guy try to throw a grenade at some people, hoping to distract Black Panther long enough to allow him to escape. But of course, it does not even work. But by the end of this section, you do have our two heroes being able to easily take him out. Now, once the guy does wake up, we do learn that he is the brother to the character known as Adi. Now, technically, we don't learn his name in this chapter. We learn it in issue number 16, but his name is Chima or Chima. I want to say it's Chima. Either way, for this guy, he's right now trying his best to bring down the people involved with what happened with his brother. Now, here's the thing, because at first he believes that Black Panther and also Storm are working with America. And of course, they tell him no. Now, he also realized they were heroes because one, there's T'Challa dressed like Black Panther, and two, there's Storm, who has the power to shoot down lightning whenever she wants to. Like, he kind of realized these two guys are technically heroes. He knew the grenade he threw earlier would be stopped by Black Panther at least. But either way, you have the three characters begin to talk about what's been going on here in Nigeria. You see, for Black Panther and Storm, they believe that the government of Nigeria have found different relics of dark vibranium. And so what they're trying to do right now is find more pieces of this dark vibranium to kind of use it for power. Now, for Black Panther, he knows some parts of the actual origin of dark vibranium. He's trying to tell Chima here, like, listen, your country does not understand the power they hold at the moment. But you have Chima say, listen, my brother Adi is missing, and so is that CIA agent woman. But technically, they have been changed by the dark vibranium. But here is another catch. You see, when it comes to Nigeria, they're not trying to collect different relics of vibranium. No. They're right now trying to access this gate that leads somewhere else. And the very last page for this chapter is us seeing a bunch of people currently working on and looking at some kind of gate. Now, when we transition over to issue number 16, we're picking up with this scientist who's going through some kind of horrible change. Now, apparently, this scientist was with the element overnight because a doctor known as Mara had basically put him there for observation. But unfortunately, he is now changing, morphing. It does kind of seem like his face is melting off. But you do have two of the guards there watching him just go ahead and bam, kill him off. Now, we do get our first look at Dr. Mara. Now, here's the thing, because Dr. Mara is working with somebody else. We're not technically told who she's working with because, of course, he's hiding his true face, but it's him wanting to know more about the vibranium. Now, this is her discovering that, yes, the element is alive. It has its own mind. But the problem is right now, what she is trying to do, vibranium is not allowing her to do, which is copy what happened to Adi. Because remember, Adi went missing, but we heard that he has been changed, altered by the element. The thing is, now vibranium will not allow her to turn other people like it did to Adi. She had been using different scientists to hopefully see some kind of change. And so she believes that the actual element, vibranium, is just mocking her, making fun of her. She knows it's alive, but at the same time, she still wants to know more about it. But she knows one thing for sure. Vibranium, it wanted to be found. The thing is, it did not want it to be found by them. Hopefully by somebody else. Now, this leads us back over to Black Panther, Chima, and also Storm. Now, here's the thing, because you have all three characters working together to hopefully find Adi, his missing brother. Now, for Chima, he wants to make sure that they are able to bring his brother back safely. But for Storm, it's kind of like, listen, we're going to try our best here, but I'm going to be honest with you. Like, there's a possibility your brother might not come back safe and sound. We might got to do a few things to, bring him back over to us. Now, for Black Panther, it's kind of like, listen, we'll try our best. But our goal right now is to find your brother. Now, there is an explosion nearby. And with that explosion being nearby, you have our three characters realize, okay, Adi is over there. Let's go get him now. And so now we get our first look at Adi. Now, here's the thing, because for Adi, he has completely changed. But you have Chima try to talk to his brother, saying like, hey, brother, I have tracked you down. It's my job right now to help you. Like, please, we can work together to find out what had happened to you. Now, for his brother, Adi here, who has completely changed, he's like, help. Even now, you can't see that which is. And you didn't have Adi just strike his brother right in the face, sending him flying away. Now, Black Panther does move in to hopefully save Chima, but the problem is that when you have Black Panther look at Chima, his face has been completely wrecked. But on top of that, he is now dead. So just like that, a brand new character is gone after only 2 issues. But now it's time for Black Panther and Storm to fight against Adi. Now, for Black Panther and Adi, they do have this conversation. Now, this conversation is really important, but again, it's kind of like we're getting small pieces of what this story should truly be about. And honestly, with issue number 16, we should have a better idea of what's going on when it comes to vibranium. But either way, for Adi, he does tell Black Panther this. He said, "I am what you would call a harbinger, here to open a gateway between the now and the old. As I said, you are favored. Your land was first to find our gift. You could stand at the pinnacle of a new world." Now, for Black Panther, it's kind of like, listen, I'm only here to protect my kingdom and its people. Now, for Harbinger, or you can say Adi still, what he tells Black Panther is this right here. He says, "Your name is T'Challa. You do not understand your blood. Have you ever asked yourself, why was your line allowed to rule? Why can't you hear our song? Why you have visions? Why you fear your dreams? You belong to us, T'Challa. Your line always has." And just like that, you have the 2 characters begin to do battle against one another. Now, for Black Panther, he kind of realized he's not really able to take on this character, Adi, alone. So he calls in Storm. Now, for me, guys, can I say Ultimate Storm is like amazing. I don't care what anybody says. Like, yeah, I get the idea that some folks out there don't like alternate reality versions of different characters. But for this one right here, I'm sorry. I have to say it right now. I truly do like Ultimate Storm. But in this storyline, she gets her butt handed to her because you have Adi saying like, listen, the forces that you believe you control cannot work against me. And so just like that, he takes out Storm. Now, for Black Panther, he realized they have to retreat because they're not strong enough to take down a guy like this.